Yo, what is good, y'all boys, man? True Crime Tuesday. You already know what it is, bro. I didn't drop one last week. I'm sorry for that. You already know it's new cut. But anyway, bro, let's get right into it. Woman doesn't realize her Tinder date is a killer. That is pretty insane. Yeah, bro. So this is a real life. Well, nah, it wouldn't be Joe Goldberg because Joe Goldberg wouldn't have Tinder because he's a established young gentleman. Bro, the fuck, I'm editing it out, bro.
It's December 1st, 2018. CCTV records 22-year-old Grace and her Tinder date, Jesse, getting ready to leave a bar. They had just met a few hours ago, but already they're about to head back to this place.
Is that good, the volume?
Outside, everything seemed to be going perfectly well. So well, in fact, that soon after they could be seen heading to a nearby hotel and up to Jesse's hotel room shortly after.
Bro, it seemed like they're having a good night, bro. This dude really just gonna be a mass murder. Or not mass, but... Come on, brother. Come on,
this was
bro.
the last time Grace would ever be seen alive.
Hush.
The next day happened to be her birthday, and nobody was able to reach her all day, and the same was true even days after. It was like she disappeared off the face of the earth. Her friends and family quickly reported her missing, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Jesse was recorded on CCTV out and about, going up and down the elevator, carrying cleaning supplies, and what appeared to be a suitcase. A suitcase with contents that would shock everyone to the core. And what's even worse, the killer had another date lined up. And if the cops don't intervene and arrest him,
he actually trying to become just a woman killer, bro. This
girl, as well as countless others, could fall victim to this very same man.
Oh, that's fucked up, bro. I'm about to get girls out.
Tell me what happened.
But I'm not saying you should do this to somebody you know, but imagine, bro, you know what? I've been wanting to kill for a very long time. You know what? I'm just going to get somebody that's unsuspecting off of Tinder. That's very nice. And I'm going to act like we're having a great night. And then at the end of the night, I'm going to take them out.
From the beginning? Yeah.
At 5:37 p.m. on December 1st, 2018, Grace, who just finished a backpacking journey from England to New Zealand, leaves her hostel to meet Jesse. Meanwhile, Jesse is having pre-date drinks at a local bar, downing several beers before the date begins. In fact, as he leaves the bar, you can still see at least 4 empty bottles sitting on the table.
I hope it's still
loud for you. A popular spot where there's plenty of people, making Grace feel safe while she meets
That's
her date
so
for the first
fucked
time.
up, bro. Think about the psychological, low-key, warfare he's putting on this unsuspecting woman, bro.
Sense of security.
This
Jesse has no plans to try anything untoward in public. He's going to wait until they're alone.
So jacked up, bro.
Suspecting nothing, Grace accompanies Jesse to a bar where they drink together for over an hour before they head for a Mexican bar at 7:15 for more drinks. And yet another bar named Bluestone Room around 8:30 p.m. This will be where Jesse tries his bar named Bluestone Room around 8:30 p.m. This will be where Jesse tries his luck.
I'm sorry, everything
he can get a little closer to Grace. At 8:54, they share their first kiss.
Bro, you literally you got a first kiss on the first date? Brother, why you gotta kill her?
This is when Jesse takes a trip to the bathroom and where Grace sends her very last message to anyone, telling her friends that it's going amazingly well and that she just clicks with him so well.
This is so messed up. Y'all, this is messed up.
She's probably excited to spend the night with a man that she genuinely likes. She could have had no idea that instead, he was about to end her life in one of the most horrific ways possible.
That's how you know he just wanted to kill, bro. It wasn't personal.
The next morning, Grace's phone starts to
personal.
receive a ton of messages. It's her birthday, and there are plenty of friends who want to send her their best wishes. Each and every one of these messages goes unanswered.
It's getting
The
worse
first
and
sign that
worse.
something is wrong is at 8 a.m. when Jesse enters the very same elevator, this time on his own, throwing the camera a suspicious glance. If you think he's just getting the birthday girl a morning coffee, then think again. During that night, Jesse killed Grace by strangulation, and now he's going to try and do everything he can to cover up his crime, and he needs to do it quickly, because he's already got another potential victim lined up. By 8:07 a.m., Jesse is in town and about to start the most eerie shopping trip possible. He starts at the warehouse on Elliott Street, where he buys a suitcase that he plans to hide Grace's body in. He checks out the width and depth of the suitcase to make sure it'll fit her, so he can dispose of her body before anyone can catch him. Then, 25 minutes later, he makes his way to another store, where he buys a number of cleaning products that will be used to clean up the murder scene. Then he returns to his apartment for a number of hours, reappearing at 10:42 a.m. before he jumps in a taxi and Apex Car Rental where he rents a car. But it's what he does next that's truly shocking, and puts pressure on the cops to discover and solve his murder as quickly as possible.
He meets up with somebody.
As Grace's body lies
While
in
her
the apartment,
body is in the apartment. He going on a date with another girl. Don't tell me.
Jesse goes on a date with another girl he'd met on Tinder.
Don't tell me I don't know shit,
he
bro.
has all the equipment ready to hide one body. It's speculated that he planned this to be his second victim of the day. As he arrives at the bar, Jesse
This
is
nigga
wearing
think he
exactly
can get a
the same
2-for-1.
clothing that he wore the night before. Possibly the same clothes
Nigga's
that he
evil,
wore when
bro.
he killed Grace. We're not sure whether Kempson was as pushy in his initial messages to this girl.
People like this
but
walk
what we
among
do
us,
know
guys.
is that the conversation
People like
he
this walk
struck up
among
with
us.
her during the date not only brought up some major red flags, it downright terrified her. Allegedly, he wanted to talk to her about where to hide a dead body from the police. Right away, the date is over, and this girl's instincts may have just saved her life. It's hard to imagine the horror that she would have felt when she learned the truth about
So he tried to say that shit as a joke. Why would you say that to a joke or somebody?
the man she just walked away
See, bro.
from.
Oh my
So that
gosh.
he
bro.
likely had the same fate lined up for her as he did with Grace. At 8:56 p.m., we can see Jesse carrying a piece of equipment back to his apartment. More precisely, it's a carpet cleaner, and he's going to try and use that carpet cleaner to try and remove any trace of Grace's presence at his apartment. He's even got 2 bottles of cleaner in his hand, making sure he's got enough to get the job done. 30 minutes later, and we're greeted with the product of all his hard work. He's about to try and hide the body. He reappears in the elevator with a trolley carrying several luggage bags, one of which is the suitcase that he'd bought earlier that morning. It's way too heavy to carry, as inside is Grace's dead body. Of course, he can't walk through the streets with this amount of baggage, which is exactly why he hired the rental car. Minutes later, he's loading the rental car with all of the baggage, ready to make the next move in his attempt to cover up this murder, hiding the body in a place he thinks no one will find it. The next morning at 7 a.m., Jesse buys a shovel.
He been planning
and
this shit
heads back
out
to
for
his
years,
apartment,
y'all.
where he collects some clothing
He
to
just
take
now
dry
buy-
cleaners, destroying more potential evidence of his crime. But he's not done there, as he stops off at a random trash can, tossing a large trash bag inside. Then Jesse takes his rental car for a deep clean, paying particular attention to the rear of the vehicle, where he had stashed the suitcase containing Grace's body. And with that, his work was done. For the next 2 days, Grace's family and friends go through turmoil. Nobody has heard from her. She hasn't posted on any social media, and she
Yeah,
isn't
it's her
answering
birthday,
either
so
of her 2 phones.
you already know
Her
how
family
girls be on their
report her
birthday, you
missing
know what I'm
to
saying?
Auckland Police on December
Especially if they
5th.
having a night
Grace's
out.
father, David, even flies to Auckland and makes a heartfelt appeal for his daughter's safe return.
So sad, bro.
For 7 days. And as a family, we've been extremely concerned for her welfare. To anybody
Oh, this is in New Zealand.
or come into contact with Grace, come forward and contact the investigation team.
With so much media coverage at the time, Jesse likely saw her
If I-
father's appeal.
If anybody roasts me for how I was drinking that water, I will just like your
And yet
comment.
the family's pleas went unanswered. But Auckland police are about to use various methods to track Grace's last movements and find their main suspect in her disappearance. They're able
Look
to
at this
find
man.
out she was on a date with a mystery man, and after poring over hours of surveillance footage, they find the last person she was with, and track him back to his apartment. At 3 p.m. on December 5th, the cops turn up at the City Life Hotel, but they almost miss their man as he eyes them in the lobby when he approaches the front door. Jesse thinks if he casually strolls away, he won't be noticed. But these eagle-eyed cops don't miss a trick and quickly apprehend him before he can make an escape. At this point, the smartest thing for Jesse to do is to own up to his crime, maybe try to play it
They
off
get
as
to
an
bleep
accident
his
and
face.
face the
It's probably a
consequences.
different rules
But
in
he's
other
not
countries.
going to do any such thing. In the interrogation room, he plans to lie his way out of this, but he's completely unaware that the cops have already seen every move from the night of the murder and have about as much evidence as they could possibly ask for. At the start of the interview, he has no reason to lie, as he's just recalling the events before the murder.
Tell us about Grace.
So I was talking to Grace on Tinder.
Yeah.
We'd matched on Friday. I saw that we'd matched the next day on Saturday. And then we met at Sky City. And then we decided that we were going up to Andy's Burger Bar, which is on the first floor.
Not long into this interview, Jesse becomes entangled in his first lie, as he claims Grace was the one pushing for a date, when we already know he was the one trying hard to meet Grace in their initial messages.
Whose idea was it to go to that particular burger place?
Me. Because I didn't initially know that she was real.
Nah.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of... So have you heard of catfish?
Nigga, everybody
So
knows what.
catfishing
Oh,
is where
my bad.
someone uses your profile, or uses your photos and pretends to be you and then meets, and you're a completely different person.
Right.
And it's on Tinder, it's all about the way you look.
The
and
way
so
you
if
look?
they use more endearing photos, you're more likely to swipe for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does meeting in a public place sort of protect you from meeting someone who's not as good looking as...
Well, there's security there. So if she wasn't who she said she was, at least in my mind, I'd feel safe.
You're the one that needs to feel safe. You're a fucking like piece of shit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. You the one that needs to feel safe, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
When
bro.
Jesse is confronted with evidence
one
from
that needs to be
surveillance
safe?
cameras, he continues to lie,
What about that
digging
girl
a
you
hole
put
for
on her
himself that
birthday,
he's
bro?
going
You
to
was gonna
struggle
kill
to
another
escape from.
No. I go down Victoria Street, straight down to the bottom, and then hang a left, and I head towards the viaduct.
You go to the viaduct a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So messed up.
You kind of walked in a bit of a...
Why is his
direction
face
as you were
bleeped
going
out?
down The viaduct.
Why is his face bleeped out? Why is not the victim?
It's I mean, I'm just sort of saying, like, if you were planning to go to the viaduct.
I normally go down Queen Street and then cross at the bottom of Queen Street, go through the containers, and then walk along the wharf.
Yeah. Is there a particular reason you were going to do that?
I feel safer down that way.
The cop obviously suspects something
2 different times this nigga talking about feeling safe. I'm sorry, but people need to be safe from you, my brother.
strange here. Jesse's behavior and responses
Or at
don't
least
seem to
women.
line up
Or at least women, because you know we know people like you. You'll never do nothing to no dude. Cause you weak, bro.
make sense at all. And if Jesse is lying, it'll only take a good few questions to throw him off completely. So the cop starts to apply the pressure, sending Jesse into panic.
Actually don't know if she's been murdered or not yet. She may be alive and well.
Okay.
But she might also be dead. Okay? And it could be that you've done it.
Hey, I just want to ask a question. Am I being arrested?
Nigga taking out his wedgie for. They unbelieved his face.
He's not being arrested just yet, but Auckland police are convinced Jesse is either behind Grace's disappearance or is at least involved. And the more they investigate this case, the more evidence they find to suggest Jesse
Okay, we
is
can
the
see him
one
now. Let's go.
responsible. It's not just the surveillance footage that helps solve this case. Remember the new suitcase and cleaning products Jesse bought the morning after? Well, believe it or not, they were all bought on Grace's credit card, as well as an extra night's stay at the City Life Hotel. In fact, it's very possible he paid for his second date on Grace's credit card. An extra day at the hotel should give Jesse time to clean up the mess, but it's going to take more than a carpet cleaner to get rid of the evidence. When police search his apartment, they find traces of Grace's blood. The credit card payments, the witness testimony, cell phone locations placing Grace and Jesse together, and the staggering detail found in the surveillance footage backed their suspect into a corner, and in his second interview on December 7th, they left Jesse no choice but to confess. A confession that would soon lead into one of the most interesting but troubling defenses ever used in court.
They were talking to me about 50 Shades of Grey, which is a sex fantasy movie that's out. We started having sex. At first it was just normal. It was very placid. And then she asked me if we could get into bondage. And then all I remember
he not about to pull that.
Falling asleep in the shower. I need to stop. I need to go.
Would you like some fresh air?
Yeah, please. I was in shock and I didn't know what to do.
I'm sorry, but if he wasn't under arrest, then why wouldn't he just be like, all right, then I'm out of here? Well, I'm glad he did what he did, because this nigga's a monster.
I went downstairs and I was just, I don't know, I was all over the place. I didn't believe what had happened. I was just terrified and scared. I thought that she had gone. I thought she had left.
Pathologist, specialist doctor will perform a post-mortem.
Yeah.
They're very skilled at establishing people's causes of death. Understand that?
I went to the warehouse at the atrium and bought a suitcase. I went back and
yeah, we know what you did.
In shock because it just didn't seem right. I left to go and get cleaning products. So I messaged
You was not in shock, bro.
And said I'll meet you at Revelry. After finishing drinks with her, I got back to city life. And the whole time I just kept saying, I'm sorry.
They gonna handle you in jail, my brother.
And then
I promise you that.
I went downstairs.
I don't know how they get down in New Zealand, but I hope it's the same way they get down over here.
Thing.
Especially with people that only target women, bro.
I put the suitcase on top of the porter thing. I drove the hire car into Wilson's car park and parked it. I woke up the next day at about 5 a.m. and drove the car out to Cumu. At first I picked up a shovel from ITM at Cumu. I ended up driving towards the Waitakaris. I went into the bush, I dug a hole, I went and got the suitcase and I covered the hole.
This dude straight up.
And then I drove.
Where
Yeah,
are
minutes, everything.
Positions?
I threw them in the rubbish.
Whereabouts?
The whereabouts.
Rubbish.
Right. So what items of her property have been disposed of in Albert Park?
The rubbish.
Everything.
All of her clothing.
Everything that was in the room.
Sorry.
Whereabouts did you clean the car?
Whereabouts?
The outside of the car.
I think it was in Henderson. I don't know West very well.
Okay. And what did you use to clean the car?
Why they driving on the wrong side of the road,
chat?
chat?
Blaster thing from a car cleaning place.
Did she have any injuries?
Not that I can remember. I was just panicking.
You was not
Did you
panicking
inflict
shit,
any
bro.
injuries on her that caused her
You was
to
trying to
die?
become Jeffrey.
Did you
Yeah.
kill Grace Mullane? Okay. And you're under arrest for the murder of Grace Mullane on or about the 2nd of December.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep.
Did you intend to cause her death?
No.
Are you ready to take us to where she is?
The media called it the 50 Shades of Grey defense. The idea is that someone may consent to being harmed during intimacy knowing the
But then they
dangers
went too far?
involved. If they made no indication to stop, then it would be seen as an accident, and the person responsible shouldn't face a murder charge. But this defense has always been seen as more of a scapegoat,
Yeah.
used by lawyers to try and get their defendant off with a lighter sentence, which in this case would be manslaughter. This doesn't change what happened after Grace's death, and the disturbing series of events uncovered during the investigation. From December 1st, the day before the date, all the way to December 7th, cops found Google searches made by Jesse looking for a place to hide the body. He'd also taken photos of Grace's body before and after he packed her into the suitcase. They found Grace's body on December 9th, 2018 in the Waitakere Ranges just outside of Auckland. It was determined that she was strangled and had bruises on her arms and chest consistent with being pinned down. In New Zealand, there's no such thing as first-degree or second-degree murder. All charges are treated the same, carrying a life sentence. That meant there was no investigation into the premeditation.
So if you murder someone at all,
All that
it's
mattered
life.
was if Jesse
Damn,
killed her or
plain
not. It was that simple. Jesse maintained his innocence, but was eventually found guilty. And on February 21st, 2020, he was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years. After his trial, 2 more women came forward and claimed Jesse had sexually assaulted them.
I mean, I'll be surprised.
After they met him on Tinder, he was found guilty on those charges as well, adding another 11 years.
Look at this, man. How do y'all get this bill, bro?
Years to life added to his sentence.
Well, that's it for that video, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's really dark, bro. You just went out just to like literally target women, bro. Like that's weird as fuck. In this world, bro, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to protect. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because it's monsters like you out there, bro. That shit fucked up, bro. But I hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.